Social Media University. 100%. And I always preach that too. It's really important to understand what the platform cares about so that you can do the right things so that they help you out more. And you said that it's important to get creative to incorporate these things. Can you talk to some of the ways that you're currently doing that?
Right now, some tips I would give is definitely jump on anything that in any new social media platform is trying to push. Whether it's Instagram, they're pushing their reels right now, YouTube and their shorts, and because no social media platform want a new feature to fail, right? So they're gonna really loosen up all the restrictions so that people would actually start adapting or start adopting that new feature into their daily process and part of their social media posting strategy. So I've been doing a lot more video content, and that seems to be like the future direction of a lot of social media platforms. And short form video is really important because all these social media platforms are really pushing for that. So I would focus on creating some of these short form videos, and it's definitely you can use it and recycle it. It's evergreen. You do like one 15-second clip video to post on your Instagram reels. You can use it for Instagram stories and YouTube shorts, Twitter fleets. It's There's no hard no that you can't recycle it, right? So
100%. Yeah, and I think this big push to short form vertical content came from TikTok's emergence to the
Mhm.
huge platforms. And you built a massive audience there very, very quickly. So can you speak to what that experience was like, the growing on TikTok so quickly and your thoughts on TikTok right now?
I think anyone that starts on TikTok will start doing those dances and the funny trends. I started off with that because I was trying to familiarize myself with the social media culture on TikTok. But eventually, when you watch more TikTok and you see what you like doing, what you don't, you start building your own, I guess, flavor to your profile. I think the best type of content on TikTok is always original content. Um, Even if you're I guess copying someone else's content, add your own flavor to it so people know that it's unique to your branding and not just the same thing that a million other people are doing because it's a specific trend, right? So, what I started doing was because I'm more cosplay focused, I realized that storytelling was really, really popular on TikTok, and not just TikTok, even with YouTube. People love finding out what's going to happen next. They love listening to stories and kind of feeling in the moment when you describe things. So I decided to do storytelling of my costumes, how I built the costume, showing like the B rolls of me sewing, cutting out fabric, things like that, and then showing clips of during the photo shoot and then the finished photo product at the end. And people really loved seeing the whole, like from start to finish.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's how my TikTok grew.
That's huge. Two things I really love that you mentioned there. The one was the fact that trends are very important on TikTok, but how you amplify the trend that you're doing is by making it unique to you, so that people aren't just following the trend; that they're following because of you doing the trend, essentially. And then another piece you mentioned there was storytelling. That is one of the hardest things to do, especially on a platform like TikTok, where it's under such tight time constraints. Could you give some
Yes.
tips for like micro storytelling?
Okay, so when I first started doing storytelling, I wanted my stories because before the storytelling um, videos came up, I did videos that were always less than 15 seconds. That seemed to be like the good, like between 7 to 15 seconds was like the good time frame for videos to go viral, right? But then you cannot tell a story within 15 seconds. That's
No.
difficult. So I learned how to cut things out so fast, like really short, crisp sentences to the point. And I would always try to make it less than 30 seconds ish. So I got double the time. And because my content is very cosplay and visual, I made sure that I did like 1.5 second to 2 seconds per clip, and I would flip and I would flip and then I would flip to a lot of different B rolls. And I would have me in a green screen standing in the corner of the video the whole time talking about the story, and behind me would be all these clips, whether it be photos or videos of what I'm doing. I know people on TikTok have really short attention spans, so you have to keep constantly moving the video footages so that people would stay entertained, which
Amazing.
takes a lot of time to do. So
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. But it's one of those things where if you don't do it, it's not going to get the impact that you want. So I love that you shared that point of just making it very punchy and then progressing the narrative in a quick way, because if you don't, you'll just lose people.
Exactly, yeah. And what I think is a really good tip is I always had a hook at my beginning of my story saying, that one time I rented an entire skating rink for a photo shoot. They're like, what did you do that for? So then they would watch the whole video and see what happened in there. So having the first initial sentence that it could be a question or like a statement saying this is what this video is going to be about, so they won't drop off because they weren't expecting what they were going to see, right?
Of course, you got to create that intrigue almost instantly. Otherwise, people aren't going to give you the extra few seconds. So you're exactly like you said, you're buying the time with the hook. So if you don't have that, you may not even get the chance to tell the story. So that's a huge point.
Right.
Definitely got to nail down the hook.